Hey everybody, and welcome to the daily card read, or the weekly card read, excuse me, for the 21st through the 27th of 2025. As always, like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Do not force these to fit. Randy Mintaka 93 on YouTube, with the Mintaka Experience on Facebook. Randy Morningstar 747 on TikTok. The Toth deck is going to play today, and this is for the entirety of the week. We have Dominion, which is the Two of Wands equivalence. So we have a lot of energies around us that are affecting our charisma, our confidence, our creativity, our sex life. It's topics surrounding women's rights and femininity and female role models and mothers and motherhood wounds are all going to be very prominent. So make sure that you take some time to heal. Make sure you take some time to gain some confidence. Make sure you take some time to do some creative art projects or creative projects, whether that be reading, writing, drawing, walking, video games, hiking, hunting, fishing, sculpting, composing music, whatever the case may be. Paradox thinking. Even if you ask the right question to two people, one telling the truth and one lying, they will point to the right answer. Labyrinth sticks out. So not only Pan's Labyrinth, but also the movie The Labyrinth as well. Being able to pinpoint the precise days and times and conversations would be wise and beneficial. Being able to talk about your feelings, about your exes, or about your past sex life, or about your fucking blocks in creativity can help. There seems to be like a spiritual narcissism that might be hindering progress due to blackouts when angry, or using lack of impulse control to get their way. There's a lot of Aries energy and a lot of Mars energy here. So a lot of aggression, a lot of anger, a lot of action. Me first energy, my way or the highway energy, all or nothing, black and white thinking are also going to be affecting this. It looks like how you process your anger and how you take out your aggressions and how you act when you are in a leadership role can be very telling. So if you have an Aries guide or someone of an Aries symbol or an Aries sun sign or Aries energy comes to you and gives you spiritual guidance, the way they hold themselves, the way they act when angry, the way they hold themselves by their words, and whether they act, how they act around you, can also be very telling. Money matters, financial obligations are all going to be prominent within the week and within the next 2 weeks. So between the 21st and the 4th of January, on December 21st to the 4th of January, basically. It looks like Mercury retrograde type energy is prominent, so a lot of miscommunication, a lot of misunderstandings that could happen, like off petty nonsense or just simple word choice, or an opposing view or an opposing mindset. Playing games and playing around and seeking out leisure activities to help you relieve stress is a wise idea, rather than relying on like just sex or creative projects to do it for you. Meditation can help, self-introspection can help. I'm not saying to withhold from sex if that's what you want to do, but don't do it simply because you're stressed out. Spiritual practices and being able to center yourself during your spiritual practices and your meditations can help. Oranges are important, reds are important, and blues are important. So determination, charisma, wit, cunning, ambition, pride, courage, humility, nobility, honor, respect, honesty, truth, and clear, open communication. If these are lacking, then some self-analysis or introspection may be able to help you. Again, I'm sorry about the dog barking. As I told you before, I can't help that. But I've asked the landlord several times. They're not doing anything. Feeling like a wet towel or playing around about, like, complaining about locker room games or locker room behavior. Like the whole boys will be boys to excuse sexual abuse or sexual exploitation, or using sex as leverage to get what you want kind of deal. Or because you don't get sex, then you're not de-stressed and that's why you're acting out. Like this seems like there's a lot of lack of impulse control from someone who claims to be in a leadership role or is in a leadership role. Authority figures and challenging authority sticks out as a means to either be a cause for a fight or due to a fight. It looks like passive aggression, narcissistic tendencies and behaviors like double standards, hypocrisy, I can but you can't, it's gross when you do it but not when I do it, kind of a deal. Wavy hair sticks out, redheads and orange aura stick out. Redheads also include strawberry blonde, so just be aware of who is around. Blue eyes are also going to be a key indicator of someone to look toward in regards to like advice or anything like that. But also just keeping in mind that if you go to an Aries in a leadership role to act on something, make sure that you hold yourself with authority, hold yourself with care. Looks like there's a lot of short tempers being met with anger and lack of impulse control. The answer you seek is yes, as long as you quit dwelling in the past. Yes, as long as you work on your PTSD or your mental health regarding and surrounding your exes, your ex-friends, your ex-family members, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your ex-stay friends. Just working through deaths of relationships, both physical and spiritual, and being able to manifest a desire for a greater good at this point. This is especially true between like 2 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon within the week. I'm going to wait for the dog to stop barking and then I will continue. If they don't stop barking soon, I'm just going to end the video there. Okay, so diamonds, X's, triangles, and twists and turns are important. This could be like in roads, like in mountainsides and all that. And your most affected area is going to be where you feel the most anger, where you feel the most pain, where you feel the most resentment. And working on that for the next 2 weeks would be your best bet to gain that twin flame union you want, get out that anger that you want, release that sexual tension, get rid of that creative writer's block, give you some much deserved self-respect. It'll teach you where you feel controlled and why you feel controlled. And it'll even point out if you are being controlled and by what. It looks like some people might be controlled by their anger or their lack of impulse control or their dysregulated emotions due to like autism or ADHD or a mental health concern. Just know that that is no excuse for that behavior to continue just because they can explain it. So just be aware of that. That is what I get for the 21st through the 27th of December 2025. As always with these though, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Thanks for joining.